Excuse me for the YouTube channel. I know I was gonna do it probably a video tomorrow of the two teams that who I get left out, but because I would have to do a review video of that, I just thought, well, why not get it over and done with? So StKilda played Richmond last night, lost by 31 points. I actually forgot to do the online tipping for that particular game, but I would have been right anyway in picking Richmond, as you would have seen in my videos, about 30 points. The Saints kicked inaccurate. It wasn't like it was a hard chance. They did have their chances of probably kicking a little bit accurate, but to put down their season, they've had some good wins as well, and they've had some terrible losses as much as anything. Um, but I see the season of the Giants as a success. Like, I don't think they would have thought they would be a top 16. Um, the best win for the season, what I say on these is, I say against the Western Bulldogs and Richmond early on. I think that's a really good win. If you can beat um the reigning premiers in the way that they did, and to beat the Bulldogs in the finals, who are more experienced than they are. The whole of the season was Max King, Ben Kinzo for the Saints. They got one of the King brothers down there, and I think he's going to be great for the game. And potentially, the way that we're in the number 12 does come with probably pressure because the player that walked before you, Nick Rewalt. But credit to him and credit to Brett Radden. I think he's done a good job. I think if I were a betting man, and I'm not, I would say that next year pressure's going to come on to the Saints. But if it's a normal season and there's no Brandon Hudson or so on, which suit them as well, I reckon Brett Radden can actually get the full potential out of the list and potentially, I say potentially could win two finals. One finals definitely. Two finals would be, the bare minimum that they would want to hope for. Now there's no guarantees like what we've seen in the Western Bulldogs that they haven't really lived up their potential. They won the premiership for being seventh on the ladder, and they haven't done nothing since. Two finals, of course, and they haven't really played that particular well. But having said that, I think StKilda, there's a lot of upside. If they can get a couple more players to come in, I'm sure they will. They're going to be a danger team next year. So that's one of them. Terrible losses. I think the Collingwood one was. You would want to hope to perform at a reasonably well against the Pies at the MCG in front of no one, mind you. And I think the semi-finals, I think you have to look at it in isolation and say those two are a pretty much terrible performance. I could be wrong in saying that, but I think because you go by the one final, and I think because you tend to look at, well, their worst performance was in the big final. And, you can say the same thing to West Coast. They've had some close performances against Melbourne. I think they've lost two potentially could have won that one as well. Again, you always go by on, you know, their last game. Their last game was last night. I still say it's a success. If they can work on their goal kicking and how to handle the heat from Richmond, because I thought Richmond played really well, and they'll be playing Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. And I've got this gut feeling that will be a Richmond Collingwood grand final. Don't know who will win that. That's a bit too early for me to say. I still think that we can get the job done tonight. But having said that, Richmond looked good last night, and I'm not going to lie. I think they'll beat the Saints. There was always that potential chance that StKilda could get them. But Richmond are a better team than StKilda, if I can say that. Tom Lynch came back in, which the reason why I did say 30 points was 31 in the end, so it wasn't that far off it, was because they've got Tom Lynch in there and Jack Rero. And even though Tom Lynch might have kicked inaccurate, I still think that is you look on how to beat a team like StKilda. You have to give up something to win the game sometimes, and that's the way it is. I don't think Tom Lynch will get into trouble for putting his knee on his opponent's shoulder and neck area, but it's not a good look. You don't want to see that. You can do some serious damage by doing that, but having said that, we gotta, you probably might get a fine for that, but he's on edge. I don't think he plays his best footy by playing on the edge. I think the one thing that he can do is mark the ball in the lead, jump hard before the ball, and absolutely take those marks. So that's the sign that we do see from that. Now, out of 10, I'm going to give StKilda a 7. A 7, and I could have given him a 7.5, but I decided to give him a 7. Obviously, because of that bad loss and because of the inaccuracy. But the reason why I am giving them 7 is because they play finals. They blew my expectations way out of the water, and I'm pretty sure they did that for the whole AFL community as well. So credit to them. I like what they're doing. Obviously they got banking at the Suns and Max King at the Saints. Just keep doing what they're doing, and certainly if they keep playing the way that they're playing, and obviously adapt a few things as well, and maybe add little bits of the game is to play like the Richmond way, and just keep putting Richmond under pressure. I'm sure when you have the games look back on, Brett Rader said himself, he was disappointed. It was a success, but it was pretty disappointing at the way that they couldn't handle the heat as much. And the fact was, the pressure was on them. So they couldn't quite handle it. The inaccuracy hurts a little bit more. And the message is, if you kick straight, you win. And two times you can kick straight and still lose, but it won't be as bad as much as anything. So next year's prediction, as I like to call it, I reckon it'll be about between 6 to 7. I don't think we'll see anything less changes. They might add in a couple. They might win a few more games next year. If there's one thing that they might need to do, I say, is to now that they've experienced this, go out and probably get a couple more players from other clubs, free agency and have a look at your options. Maybe have a look at Ben Brown as well to add to that. Paddy Ryder was a massive out, so they can get him up and going. Brad Hill hasn't had a really good year's what StKilda fans would have hoped for, but he can certainly use the footy really well. And we're going to see a tough year next year for the Saints. So everything that I'm saying now is let me know what you guys think in the comments with that. That they are going to be a real danger team next year. Potentially a chance to push for top 5 or top 4 position in the next couple of years, I would say. They haven't won a final since 2010 or 2000, at least 2010 or 2011. So they still got a couple more years left to reach their potential and potential win a premiership as well. So that's what I see in StKilda. I'm impressed, and even talking to one of my mates, a couple of my mates, and I would say that it's been a success. Doesn't matter what happens now. They did lose a bit of a point. I'm not going to be harsh in giving them less than a 7. I'm not going to give them more. If they did what they did last year, if they did what they did this year for next year, great. But if they fix up the inaccuracy and maybe start winning those games against teams like Melbourne, and that does hurt you a little bit. It's not as bad, but the close losses, you want to end up in turning that around for wins. So if they can do that, I think next year we'll certainly see them as much as possible. Yeah. So I will do hoping to do a video in the next couple of days. Certainly in the end of season for whoever loses tonight's game. So like, comment, subscribe, don't forget post notifications on. Thank you and calm the fires.